After what they did, they cannot even look at you the same way anymore. There was a moment when everything shifted, even if nothing was said out loud. It was not just about what they did. It was about how they did it, and how they chose to handle it, how they chose to handle you afterward. You felt it in the way their energy changed. The eye contact was different. The tone was different. Something that once felt neutral, something that once felt natural, now felt forced. And you notice it immediately. Before that moment, there was still a sense of ease between you, even if things were not perfect. There was a level of comfort that made the connection feel real. But after that happened, that comfort disappeared. It was replaced with something heavier, not anger alone, but a kind of tension that neither of you could ignore. They may not have admitted it, but they knew that they did cross a line. It was not something they could explain away easily. It was something they could pretend they could pretend it was something they could pretend did not matter. That awareness is what changed the way they see you. It is difficult to look at someone the same way when you know you did something that cannot be undone. When they are around you now, there is a hesitation. It shows in small ways. They avoided certain conversation. They kept things surface level. They do not engage the way they used to. It is not because they did not remember what happened. It is because they remember it too clearly. You also change in that moment. You may not have said much, but something inside you became more aware. You started to see them differently. The trust that once made everything feels easy was no longer there in the same way. You became more observant, more careful, and less willing to overlook things that did not feel right. That shift created a distance that was not based on weight. It was based on understanding. You no longer needed an explanation to know that something had changed. You could feel it in the way you interacted, in the way you responded, and in the way you carried yourself around them. They can sense that change in you as well. They can see that you are not racing, you are not reacting the same way, you are not engaging in the same pattern, you are no longer giving them the same access they once had. That difference makes it harder for them to act as if nothing happened. Looking at you now reminds them of their actions. It brings back the moment they may want to forget but cannot. It creates a kind of discomfort that they do not know how to handle. It is easier for them to avoid deep interactions than to face what they know is there. This is not about punishment. You did not create this situation. to make them feel this way. It is a result of what they chose to do. Actions have a way of leaving an impact that does not disappear just because time has passed. Some things stayed present, especially when they were not addressed honestly. They may try to move forward as if everything is normal. They may keep things right, avoid serious topic, or act as if nothing has changed. But underneath that, there is an awareness that cannot be ignored. They know that you see things differently now, and that changes how they show up. For you, the clarity is already there. You are no longer trying to make sense of what happened. You have already accepted. You have already accepted it for what it is. That acceptance does not mean you are unaffected. It means you understand enough to move differently. You do not need them to admit anything for you to feel what happened, what has changed. You do not need to apologize. You do not need an apology to recognize the shift. Your awareness is enough. It allows you to move forward without being tied to their version of events. After what they did, something became clear for both of you. For them, it is a realization they are still trying to process. For you, it is a truth you have already accepted. That difference is what creates the space you feel now. They cannot they cannot look at you the same way anymore because they know you see them clearly now. And once that clarity is there, it is not something that can be taken back.